Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty in the Frizz. My name is Cara. Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another Mimosas and makeup. I do not have a mimosa because I worked out earlier, but I got water right now with lemon. However, in the chat, I'll be having a mimosa with you all. So let me know what you're drinking, mimosa, coffee, tea, whatever. I hope you are down for some palette talk today because we're going to just talk about 10 palettes in my collection that I want to bring out for the summer. So if that sounds good to you, keep watching this video. Let me know what you think. And if makeup is your therapy and your love, if it makes you happy and you want to hang out with someone that feels the same way, definitely consider joining the community. I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. Now, as I'm filming this, it is dreary here, so I'm trying to get my lighting just right. It is always a struggle. But let me know how you are doing in the chat or the comment section, whichever you prefer. I do hope that you are swell. All right, so we're going to just be talking about 10 palettes, and I'm sure I have some more. I probably have skipped over some that could definitely give off some summer vibes. But these are the ones that kind of jumped out to me. So we're going to just talk about them. I'm not sure if all of them are available, but I think most of them are. I will let you know in the description box if they're not. And let's jump right in. All right, we're going to start with the Monteverde Costa Rica palette from Nomad Cosmetics. I mean, if this doesn't say summer to you, I don't know what does. As you can tell, I have not used this palette a lot. And it's definitely not a palette that I am going to reach for a lot just because of the color story. However, when I look at this palette and I think about looks that I would create with it, my focus is on like the browns and greens, and I would use some of these bright, vibrant shades kind of as accent pops, like on the inner corner or like the lower lash line, something like that. So I am curious to do some looks with this. I don't think I filmed with this palette, but I can't remember. And just so you can see it close up, you can just see it is just tropical and vibrant, and it is really, really beautiful. Nomad Cosmetics has a really great matte formula. I believe the shimmers in this one are really nice, if I remember correctly. So I want to pull this one out. Let me know if you have this one and how you like it. You can tell mine is I'm trying to think, did I even use it? Y'all, I don't even think I use this. Like the mattes and the embossings are just too pristine. I can tell that I swatched some of the shimmers, but yeah, I gotta pull this out this summer and see what I can create that is gonna be my vibe. You know what I mean? I like to take palettes and make them me. And this palette is definitely going to be a challenge because it's so vibrant and colorful, but I definitely think I'm up for it. So I'd like to do some looks with this palette. Let me know if you have it. It is really beautiful. All right, palette number 2, I think I would put for any time of year. It is a palette that really surprised me as far as how much I liked it, because at first, we just were not friends, but now we are. And this is the Amore Mariposas palette from Melt Cosmetics. Hopefully, if you wanted this palette, you were able to snag it for $28 because, you know, every time I think about this collection and just how it just backfired. I have my box sitting right down here. I mean, it was just so beautifully done. But they grinded my gears when they put it on sale at the launch, and I had paid all that money. But Melt was very kind. Like, their customer service was great. They reimbursed me. Like, they were very awesome about it. But I love this palette. And, you know, this kind of gives me fall vibes as well. But there's some really nice summery shades in here. And I feel like this is more of my speed for a summer palette. You've got the blues, the greens, the purples. You have these like corally shades and some of these like burnt shades. This is like summer in the desert. And I just think the quality of this palette is really fantastic, especially the shimmers. And we know that Melt does struggle with their shimmers. The shimmers in this palette really perform beautifully, and I really love this palette. You know, am I a fan of Melt doing the circle shades? I'm not. But this palette is a special exception for me. Let me know if you have Amore Mariposas and what you think about it. For me, this is giving like a desert summer vibe. And I really love this palette a lot. Palette number 3 is one I have not worn in a very long time. This is the Sugar High palette from Menagerie Cosmetics. And I liked this palette so much more than I thought I was gonna like it. When you first look at it, or when I first looked at it, you know, I just got a lot of like pastel vibes, you know, with these shades up here. Just wasn't sure how I was going to enjoy them. I can definitely tell you that I really enjoyed using this palette. And I think what I like the most is that the shimmers seem to have a deeper undertone, so they're just really, really vibrant, and I really liked that about this palette. I don't know how to exactly explain it, but to me the orange has a deep like base to it, and that's what I noticed about the shimmers in this palette. I really like the looks that I created and the quality, so I think this is a great summer palette. And oh, sugar gliders, they're so cute. So August wants a bearded dragon for his birthday, and I'm actually considering it, just so y'all know. Palette number 4 is the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. Now, I, for some reason, never reach for this palette. I might have put this shade in myself. I can't remember. So if a shade looks off, if that looks off, it's because I did that. It's probably from Glam. But I really want to use this palette. I just don't know why I don't reach for it. But I think it is such a beautiful palette. It's like sunset on the beach or sunrise on the beach. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's really beautiful. This one has more of a summery vibe for me than the Sunset palette. The Sunset palette is summery too, but it's something about like these purpley type shades and plummy shades, and that actually makes me think of sunset. Like when you see a sunset on the beach sometimes, or when the clouds kind of have that pink purple look to it, and that's what I was thinking, like sunset on the beach with this one. So I think this is a great one for summer. If you have it, definitely pull it out. Give it some love. Palette number 5 is more of a companion palette for me. It was not my favorite. I have to say, I was really looking forward to this release, but then when it came out, it just didn't frost my cookies all the way. And this is the Dragon Fruit palette by Cleona Cosmetics, and this was a collab with, I think her name is Emily Violet Marie. This is definitely a summer festive vibe. Like you're going to, I was gonna say a glow party. I don't know because I don't really go to any parties, but this is definitely a palette that I will pull something else out to use with it, or just like maybe some one and done shades. I'm trying to think about which shades I really liked in this palette. Fruit Fizz is one. I really like that one. I like Dragon Teeny. And then you have these shades here where I guess they felt like you were going to use these the most. But all in all, this palette, not the easiest color story to work with, in my opinion, if you're going to use this palette by itself. If you're going to pair this palette with some other mattes, that's cool. There's a satin formula here that you can use in the place of a matte, which they do work pretty well for that purpose. But I feel like I never really gave this palette a chance. It's kind of giving me strawberry milkshake vibes from Unearthly Cosmetics. I'm sure that palette's discontinued. The pinks and the greens, no purples in strawberry milkshake. But I don't know. I am curious to see what I would do with this palette, you know, a year or so later, because I just didn't really gel with it and never ended up filming with it either. But I'd like to see. Let me know if you have the Dragon Fruit palette and whether or not you enjoy it. What kind of looks do you do with this palette? Do you use the palette by itself, or is it a companion palette? Because I'm thinking companion palette for me. Palette number 6 is by Lethal Cosmetics, and this is the Evergreen palette. I love this palette. Look at this color story. And I'll tell you why I chose this for summer. This is summer in the forest. I'm thinking hiking in Colorado or Vermont. Do you go hiking in Vermont? Or Oregon? Oh my gosh. I just really have the desire to like be in an environment with like nature and green. And that's what this palette reminds me of so much. Like just being out in the forest in the summertime, like having a picnic or just laying in a hammock. I'm on the quest for a hammock, a portable hammock. I also want some type of, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I want some type of hammock situation to put behind my desk at work because I need to have comfort in all places. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm at work so much, like I need to have comfort there, and I want to be able to come home as well and have a hammock. I want to have a little girl cave on the side of the house. I don't know about the side of the house because the trash cans are right there and that's not like a great view, but maybe just in the backyard in a little corner. I just want to be able to lay in a hammock and just be. That's what I want. And that's what this palette reminds me of. Being in a park, lots of green, lots of trees. Oh. And you know, you kind of get that like chill in the air or like, ooh, like the redwood forest. That's what I think about when I think about the Evergreen palette. I need to pull this one out. This palette is genius. I really like this. I think I like it better than the Metamorphosis palette actually. But yeah, this was a job well done. Yes, job well done on this palette. Blue sky, a crisp blue sky with some clouds, some snow-capped mountains off in the distance. That is the type of life I'm trying to have. So yes, Evergreen. This is it. Number, what, 6? The palette number 7 belongs in the basket of shame because I've never used it. This is the Viseart Bijouette palette. Bijouette. I like this palette because even though I haven't used it, I still like it. I like it because it is great for someone who likes neutrals but wants to experiment with color. So maybe you could wear this like to the Caribbean Wine Festival that they have in Maryland or the Reggae Wine Festival. You don't have to do a whole bunch. You know, you can still do your brown transitions or whatever, but then you might just do a little pop of color, you know, on the inner corner or the lower lash line or something like that. Or you might just be daring and put it all over the lid. It's rainbow without being rainbow. I think it's just the perfect balance for someone who is a little nervous to play in color but wants to try it out. And it's so cute and petite. Like, this is a really nice palette. I got to get it together with Viseart because I'm just never drawn to using it. But every time I look at this one, I'm like, this is a really, really gorgeous palette. And you still have the safety and the comfort of the browns. Somebody's calling me. It said potential spam. I don't do that. So yes, that's number 7. Palette number 8 is none other than the Hummingbird palette from Odin's Eye. And this was the collab with Tina, the Fancy Face. Now, this says summer all over it. Tina is from Jamaica, and the shade names have a very important significance to her upbringing and her culture and the landscape in Jamaica. And it is just beautiful. I don't go for this palette a whole lot, but I remember when I did looks from this palette and they were very beautiful. I think Odin's Eye just has a really nice eyeshadow formula. I really love the deep shades that are in this palette. It's vibrant, but you have some deep shades here too that are going to be really nice if you want to do like some smoky evening looks, you know, for the, I won't say for the after party. I don't know. I don't know where we're going, y'all, but we're going to go somewhere. And this is just beautiful. I mean, this is beautiful for just hanging out by the pool. So, you know, I was thinking about, oh my gosh, when my family went to the Bahamas and we went to Fat Tuesdays out there, and they had this area where it says do not jump, but of course everyone was jumping off. This is right after I had August. I wasn't jumping off anything, but Ariel jumped and Mark jumped. He was still here with us at that time, and it was a good time. It was a good time. Bottom line is, this is a palette that I would wear to the Fat Tuesdays. You see what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to go back to Vegas and go to Fat Tuesdays, y'all. Okay, sorry. I had this strawberry drink with, you know, you get the test tube thing of the extra rum, and I got Dragonberry Bacardi. Y'all, oh my gosh, so delicious, so tasty, as River used to say. He doesn't say that anymore. River only talks about butts and farts and poops now. He doesn't say so tasty and little cute things. He's past that because he's 4. All right, we got 2 more palettes to go. Oh, this is sad. I feel like this video is short and it's making me sad. That's okay. We're going to be happy. Palette number 9. This is the Inspired palette by Adept Cosmetics. Yes, y'all. Come on, summertime. Look at this. Okay, so what makes me think summer in this palette? All of it. I mean, let me just show y'all up close. These mattes, like right here, this gives me like a nice little tropical vibe here, but then you have kind of the pukey, mustardy shade, maybe when you get to some murky waters. Anyway, then you have all of these beautiful shimmers. They're all smooth except for one, so I can deal with that. And it is just beautiful. It is beautiful. Where are we going for this palette, y'all? Let's think. Hold on. I haven't been to a whole lot of places, so I'm trying to think about what's on my list. I mean, why don't we take this one with us to, we went to Jamaica already. We went to the forest. We went to the wine fest. We had the sunset on the beach. I mean, maybe we're going to Aruba with this one. I mean, why not? Or the Maldives. Oh, we can go to San Tropez. Take this right on with us and be glistening. Okay. Nice, nice palette. I don't know if this one might be gone, but ridiculously beautiful. And finally, oh my gosh, I feel like I filmed this video so fast and I'm sad, but that means you can do more with your day. Soul Moon from Odin's Eye. Where are we going here? Where are we going, y'all? Because this is giving me an evening party vibe with these blues under a starry sky. Let's go to Greece for this. That's where we are on this voyage. Look how pretty that is. That is just the bee's knees. I'm into this palette. I love it. Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. Did I take us anywhere on the first few palettes? Hold on. Well, let's see. Well, we went to Costa Rica. Yeah, I did. We went to the desert with Amore Mariposas. Now, let's see, because I don't know. We went to the wine fest with Viseart. I can't remember. I said the glow party with Dragonfruit. I don't know. I don't know about the Dragonfruit palette, y'all. I really just don't know. And you know, I keep it because it's like, it's Cleona, and I have been waiting for so long for them to put out a palette, and then I'm sad it's not what I want it to be. But that's okay. All right, Sugar High. Where are we going, y'all? Sugar High. Let me just look at this again, because I don't know. I need a destination. Where are we going? I know where we're going. We're going to Japan. That's where we're going. We're going to Japan for this one. You know, this is reminding me of like the, let me just make sure before I say something incorrect, but I was going to say like the Harajuku district. Yeah. Only because like when I even look at the images, it's so colorful and beautiful, and you can just see so much like with the fashion. That's where we're going. We are going to the Harajuku district. Yeah, that's where I'm going. I'm going. All right, that's it. I think we've got a destination for all 10 palettes. Didn't plan for the video to be that, but it's nice to kind of just think about it and talk about eyeshadow palettes. Again, I will let you know which palettes are available and which ones aren't in the description box. Let me know if you have particular palettes that you are interested in pulling out for the summer, or what palettes you have or can think of that give you that summer vibe. And all of these do. And it's just fun to kind of take these palettes out and talk about them, because I damn sure haven't been using them all. It is what it is. But I am definitely making efforts to try. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, whatever it is that you're doing or not doing. Because remember, we're setting those boundaries. We are doing that. Thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me for another Mimosas and Makeup. I hope this was therapy for you. It always is for me. And until I see you again, make sure you are being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice. Stay safe. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye. Block your